Hey everyone, Aaron here with Elite Water Sports, and I'm super stoked to finally figure out the perfect combo for using behind our wakeboard boat. If you're new to foiling or you're trying to get into that scene behind your wakeboard boat or just a small dinghy, doesn't matter what size wave, foiling can be awesome behind it. But for us, we need something that performs, that does all the different things and checks all the boxes that we're desiring. What we've done, in short, is experimented with every foil imaginable behind the boat and every combination and every different wing setup. And finally, we got to the GoFoil with the 1000 RS and with their newest stabilizer, the Ono 140. Adding the 140 to the combo definitely mixed it up a lot. And I'm going to go into detail of why the Pro mast we're using, why the 1000 RS, and why the Ono. And then I'll go into a little bit of detail about what board to choose. So let's go into detail of why the RS line by GoFoil. They do have other wings out on the market, but like I said, we've tried all of them along with other brands to come up with the 1000 RS being the best. Now within the RS lineup, there's actually 3 different models: the standard RS, the X, and the HA. And what the HA does is it's all about glide and speed, and for pumping and proning. But if you go into like the X line, it's a little bit more aggressive carving, but a little less pumping. The RS 1000 and the 1150 are our favorites behind the boat, but we're voting on the 1000 to be your next setup. Reason being is that it's forgiving. The carving is really tight, or you can have long pump straightaways. It kind of does everything that you're really desiring. All in all, it being carbon fiber, everybody knows that GoFoil is one of the most durable foils out on the market. It is pretty much invincible. In fact, their testing grounds is Maui, where there's reefs and rocks and, not the best entry points for foiling. So that's why they have to make it durable. So let's go into the mast and why we picked the 77 mast. For the GoFoil setup, this 77 Pro is magical behind the boat. And reason being, if you don't know already, is that too long of a mast puts too much altitude where you can't stay in the pocket. You're going to need a bigger wave with a longer mast, as the Golden say. If you get into that 60 or 70, 75 range, you're typically going to be too low to the water and you can't be as aggressive on the foil. That's why this 77 Pro mast is absolutely a perfect length. Let's add one thing is the tapered design makes it really glide-like and smooth through the water, along with the high modular carbon fiber, makes it super, super stiff so you don't give up any performance at all, especially for those advanced riders. So with having it as the Pro tag, the 77 Pro model, it is for sure the ultimate upgrade. It's a mast that you'll never grow out of. So just recently, GoFoil came out with the Ono, O-N-O back stabilizers. They come in a wide range of different sizes from 165, 140, 120. There's other ones coming out, and they come in short and long. What we've matched up was the short 140 Ono. That combo with the RS lineup, the RS 1000, is that match made in heaven. We've put it through the test and trying to make sure that the foil isn't too locked in, but it's not too unpredictable. We want a foil to be predictable, and matched up with the Ono makes it just that. If you want to get a little bit more stability out of it, I'm not opposing going with the long 140. We did do some testing on that, and the 140 was definitely a little bit more locked in, but I was able to pump for longer and be a little bit less worn out on having the shorter 140. Now the 165, why would you buy the 165? Well, if this is your setup, the 1000 RS, and you're not new to foiling, by adding the 165, well, now it's a little bit more attractive to that new guy or girl on the boat that just wants to try foiling for the first time. That 165 will give it a little bit more forgiving characteristics out on the water for those beginners. Now let's pick a board. There's so many different boards out on the market. And matching the perfect board for what you're looking to do, that's where it really comes down to it. The RS setup, the 1000 with the 140, does everything that any rider I put on the boat, what they want to do. If they want to shred, if they want to jump or whatever. But really what it comes down to is the board holds them back. And there's this kind of rumor out there that the board doesn't mean as much. I'm here to tell you that's wrong. The board really is a success factor or diminishing returns. When you go with a standard size board, this is our setup for standard going out on the boat for beginners to advanced or myself riders. And that's going to be a 120, super thin, a little bit on the flatter section, very similar to a kite foil board. In fact, it's made by Nash and we have it on the website discounted. But with it being kind of a kite board, it's flatter and doesn't have as much volume. So when you touch it down, it might get you back up so that its rebound's quite nice. But if you put it down, it doesn't want to carry that energy that the wave might be creating. So that's why we go over to something like this, which is the Freedom Foil setup, or something similar like the Swell with North. And a couple other brands out there have this exact board. Now, this is a little bit more like proning, right? So this is what I would use in a proning situation. But if I'm learning how to do airs, if I'm learning how to jump on the foil in the wave, and I touch down with a smaller, thinner, lower volume board, what ends up happening is I go over the nose or I don't have a nice rebound. When you have some volume and some depth in the board and really nice chimes, that board kind of cushions, but gives you enough volume for that wave to get you going again. So you might reflect back to some of the pros out there that are producing really cool 360s and flips behind the boat. If you notice, a lot of the boards, not all of them, but a lot of the boards have deeper volume. A little bit thicker volume is going to help you set the board down into the wave and be able to push, get some push out of it, and then get back up on foil. This thin board, I mean, this is cost effective. This is going to get you into foiling. This is definitely matched up with the GoFoil board. This is the Sense by North. I think it's called the Sense. It's super thin. It's basically a twin tip. It's Colonial construction, fiberglass on the outside. Not my favorite board in the market, but cost effectiveness at $299 clearance, that's a pretty good deal. So moving on from that. Now this is my golden nugget. This is my golden nugget made by C6. It's out of Sweden. All carbon fiber, has double concave deck. And also I believe it's 95 or 105 centimeters. It's very, very small in comparison to our standard 120. What I like about this board, it's a little bit more dialed in. It's connected to the foil. And that's when the board really becomes magical. When it's carbon on carbon, it just feels a little bit more connected. With the C6 board, I do like the option to have straps. Most days I'm strapless, but some days I go into straps just to be more aggressive with pumping or carving or jumping. Adding a little kick pad to the back definitely increases my attractiveness, or like me being attracted to the board, because I do utilize that kick pad in the back of the board. So overall, this is a hopefully kind of quick video, and hopefully you stay tuned long enough. If you have any other questions, we have the answers here at the shop. Just give us a call or give us an email or leave it in the comment section in YouTube. Whatever it takes, we'll get back to you eventually. But this is our favorite 2026 wakeboard or wake foil out there on the market. Thank you, GoFoil.